In this session, we are going to take a look at two types of graphs that can help you compare a variable across different categories. And the first one is going to be a heat map, and the second one is going to be a tree map. Let's start with a heat map. So we are going to rename the the worksheet as heat map. So in this heat map, we are going to compare the total sales by region and by year. We can use the same data set as the previous map. So what we can do is that we can drag the year to the columns, and let's change it to discrete so that we can create visualizations based on categories. And then let's drag the regions to the rows. And now we can add our total sales as the value in this field. So we can drag the total sales. So the total sales is going to be the total volume. So let's drag the total volume to the color mark. And in this way, we have created a heat map that can actually visualize the total volume by region and also by year. So if you drag the total volume in here into the field, it will actually create a table for you. But in here, we are trying to do a heat map visualization. So we will be dragging the total volume to the color. So something you can play with is the different color palettes. So if you click on the color and choose edit colors, and if you look at the palettes, color palettes, there are many different type of color palettes you could use. So let's change it to maybe just one example. Orange, blue, diverging, and click OK. So now you will see that your heat map color scheme will be changed based on what you have selected. If you want, you can also add the total volumes as the label. And in this way, and you can also change this back to square so that you can see both the heat map and also see the actual number for the total volumes. So play with it and see how you can change your heat map differently. The next type is what we call the tree map. So let's create a working sheet for tree map. So for a tree map, we can actually add more dimensions to the visualization and compare the total volumes by even more dimensions. So we can compare it by the region, the year, and also the type. So let's see how we can do that. So we can again drag the region to the columns. We can also drag the type to the columns. And then we can add the year to the rows, and we can change the year from continuous to discrete so that it will be categorical data. And then we can add the total volumes to our field. And then we can click the Show Me tab and change this to a tree map. So in this tree map, we're actually comparing the total sales based on 3 different dimensions: the type, the region, and the year. You can play around and see how things will change if you change the sequence of these 3 dimensions. So let's say if you drag year to the top. If you drag year to above the region, if you drag year to above the type, and you will see how this tree map changes. So the layer has changed based on your sequence on the left side. You can also change the measure for the color mark with different variable, so that you can even include one more dimension into your visualization. For example, if you change the color mark with the total bags, then it actually adds even one more layer of dimension into your visualization. So you can include more information about your data set. So play around and see how things will change once you make some changes to the color mark, the size, the sequence of different things. And have fun.